All right, I'm at the dump site. This is going to be my first dump. There's about half a yard of dirt in there, maybe 1,000 pounds or less. Not too much, but let's check out this this Pierce Arrow kit here. Let's see. Here we go. You know, I'm running solo, so I can't hit the button and show you the back as it's dumping. Goes. There's a lot of popping and cracking going on here, but let's see what it did. Yeah, the only unfortunate thing about the dirt is it's sticky, so let me move the truck up. Kid at work, everything. So it looks like I'm gonna have to just bump it a little with the shovel here, and it'll all come out. Either way, you know, if it was gravel or concrete, it'd come right out. So I expected it to do this with the dirt. All right, a couple minutes of shoveling, and it's out. Now I'm just gonna broom the rest because I got to get gravel. I don't want the dirt mixed with gravel here. But I figured it was gonna do this with the dirt. But overall, pretty happy. That was only about half of what the truck can take. So we'll see next time on a full load. All right, YouTube, so yesterday you guys saw me dumping some dirt with a Pierce Arrow dump bed kit, and everything went well up until I filled the truck with about a yard of gravel. And here's what happened. Here, I'll show you right now. So the suspension crushed down to a point where the scissor was rubbing against the drive shaft right here on every, you know, big bump. So I didn't notice this until I was driving it back to the job site, and every time I hit a big bump, boom, I would hear a scraping noise. So I knew that was happening. I had a feeling this was going to happen when I actually was installing the kit, because I'm like, man, this scissor is very close to the actual drive shaft. And sure enough, my worst fear happened. So it dumped the 1 yard of gravel, no problem. That's about 3,000 pounds. This truck is only rated for, I think, 1,900 pounds. It is a 1,500. So I did overload it. So I think my fix is gonna be actually, also another problem I found is the scissor, I don't know if you can see it, it actually pivoted back under the weight of the bed, the dirt and the gravel in it. So this is supposed to be straight up and down. It's kind of cocked to the back a little bit. So I'm going to straighten that up, and then the instructions tell you you're supposed to put a screw through this into this and to stop it from pivoting, but that just doesn't seem to me, it seems sketchy. So I don't want the bolt to rip out, because that's the mount holding the tank, and I really don't want to damage that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten this bracket, and I'm just going to put some tack welds along the U bolt just to stop it from pivoting. And then I got to pull my drive shaft out because I can't seem to find another one in a rush, because I need my truck for work. So I'm going to take the drive shaft out this weekend and weld, put a bead of weld around that drive shaft, grind it down, hopefully we don't get any vibration. Even if I do, I really don't go past 60 miles an hour anyway, so it's a work truck, I could care less. So my fix for this problem is probably going to be the bump stops. So here's the little rinky-dink bump stops. I'm gonna see if I can find some aftermarket ones that are a little bit longer to stop the axle from going up any higher under heavy load. So I'm hoping maybe I can find something a couple more inches taller, because it only hit the drive shaft when I was hitting heavy bumps and the suspension was collapsing all the way. So I mean, I don't know any other way to get the scissor to come up more so it doesn't interfere with the drive shaft under heavy loads, because this is how it's mounted. There's really no other way to mount it. So that was my first, what I thought, successful dump with a heavy load. It wasn't really that heavy. The actual dirt is probably less than 1,000 pounds. The bed, like I said, the truck can only hold 2,000, but I usually put 3,000 pounds of gravel in it and concrete, which exceeds its capacity by 1,000 pounds. But you know, just shy of, when it was factory without the scissor, it held it. I mean, there was no issues with it holding 1 yard of gravel or 1 yard of concrete. It's just that scissor is just way too close to the drive shaft. And sure enough, my worst fear is that you could see the 2 rings clearly around it where it rubbed against the bottom of the cylinder. So my next video will be hopefully a fix, because all next week I'm doing pretty much small concrete jobs, sidewalks, and I need it to dump at least a yard of concrete and gravel to make this conversion worthwhile. You know, because if I only can put a half a yard of concrete and a half a yard of gravel, it's not worth the conversion. All right, guys, stay tuned. Thanks. All right, so we're back. It's Sunday now. I had this issue a couple days ago, actually a few days ago. So I haven't gotten around to it until now. I need my truck as well. It's my only work truck, so I kind of pussyfooted it for the last few days. So hopefully, you know, trying not to break it, because that drive shaft was kind of dug into a good 1/16 of an inch. I welded it. The drive shaft is only like 1/8 of an inch thick, maybe a little less. So this is what I did. I had an issue with check engine light. This fitting just I can't get it to glue right. The instructions call to, you know, PVC glue it. I've tried. This is the second attempt, and it still kind of breaks loose and causes an evap purge, or evaporative leak detection fault. So I guess I'll keep trying to figure that out if this one doesn't work again. So this is what I had to do. I had to straighten the mount, the plate, remove the drive shaft. See the drive shaft down there. I had to take it out and remove it so I can weld it. I welded all the way around it. It made the 2 grooves as seen in the previous videos. So it dug about a 1/16 of an inch in there in that drive shaft. So I took it out, welded it, filled it in, and kind of welded a little bit higher, and then hit it with the grinder to make it flush, so I don't mess with too much of the balance of the drive shaft. If it's out of balance, it's out of balance. It is what it is. This is an emergency repair because, you know, like I said, my only work truck and I need it. So the downtime is just too much whether I take the drive shaft in to get fixed, or I find a or I gotta search a bunch of junkyards and see if I can find a used one. Shouldn't be too hard. It's a V6 automatic with a 8-foot bed, 2-wheel drive. So there should be plenty of 2014 to 2018. I think 2014 to 2018s are all the same. 8-foot bed, regular cab with a V6 auto. So I'll look around for another drive shaft, and hopefully this will hold up this week, because I'm going to be putting it through its paces this week. I got a couple small little sidewalk jobs that's definitely going to hold at least a yard of concrete and a yard of gravel in this thing. The yard of gravel is what did me in. So the weight of the gravel, well, actually no, the dirt is the weight of the dirt was barely, it wasn't much. It was probably less than 1,000 pounds of dirt. So when I lifted it, this bracket pushed forward, bringing the cylinder, pivoting the cylinder down too much. And when I put that extra heavy gravel, probably like 3,000 pounds of gravel, 1 yard, then the suspension sunk pretty much all the way down to the bump stops. And then with this plate pivoted back a little bit, it swung the cylinder down here, swung this part down enough to hit the drive shaft when I hit a bump, because the springs were compressing too much. So that was the issue. I talked to Pierce Arrow. They were very helpful. They said make sure the pins are in the highest position, but I don't have that option here. There's only one way to put the pins in, and that's all she wrote. So what else I had to do is I was going to do this anyway, but they also recommended to just weld the U bolts so it can't pivot anymore, and that's exactly what I did. So I removed the drive shaft, welded it, grinded it, loosened up the plate, readjusted it back to level position, and then welded the U-bolts to the cross tube. And then of course, you know, I glued that damn thing on for the second time. Hopefully that works. And then I just went through and threw some primer spray paint over all the stuff I did. I haven't had a chance to do that. I just did it now, so to prevent any of the rust. So I'll make another video this week of it dumping some concrete and some gravel, and hopefully this is it. If it hits the drive shaft again, then my other option is going to be I'm going to have to put some heavier springs, maybe a 2500 chassis leaf spring, or get some solid bump stops that are a little bit longer to stop that axle from compressing or from squishing into the bump stops, because I think these bump stops are a little squishy. They have some give, and I don't want that give. I definitely don't want the drive shaft getting hit by the damn cylinder. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll get this video to you, the next video to you next week. Okay, thanks all.